You can literally create your own schedule. That is not me lying to you. That is not too good to be true. Now, you might sound too good to be true because you've never had that luxury before, right? That actually might be a really foreign concept.
Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wanderlust.
This is Hello from Greece.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Cocktails and Coaching. Hi, I am Rebecca. I am the Wanderlust VA. I run the Laptop Freedom Program, which is currently open for enrollment for the last time ever in this format. Lots going on. If you are catching Cocktails and Coaching live inside the Wanderlust VA Facebook group, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. Pop something into the comments. Otherwise, it's literally just me talking into my camera. And if you might be catching this replay on either my Instagram, IGTV, or the Wanderlust VA YouTube channel, which is super, super exciting. So, today's cocktail. Hi, Trey. Hello. Oh my gosh. Hi. Today's cocktail. So, one of the biggest things I do in the summer is I give myself a personal mission on behalf of all of my beverage besties out there, is I try to find the best canned cocktails to take to the lake. That is the definition of what I go hunting around for. Now, I'm sure you know there are some horrendous ones out there. There are some really bad ones out there, and then every so often I do come across a good one that I would happily endorse and say, hey, you guys, if you are running off to the lake and you need to stop into the liquor store, maybe into the fridge part of the store, and grab something that you know is going to be good to have at the lake, this is one of them. The El Jimador canned margarita. It's pretty good. It's definitely not as spicy and hot and awesome as a real margarita, but for a canned cocktail, I give this one my full endorsement. So the El Jimador Margarita. So if you have a cocktail with you today, please let me know what it is in the comments, and cheers. Today's Cocktails and Coaching, I am going to talk about the real part, the real truths about virtual assisting, and the stuff that comes across as too good to be true, because how many of you heard of virtual assisting and gave it some mega side eye? You're like, yeah, right. That sounds way too good to be true. Must be a scam. She's trying to sell me something. There's no way in hell that someone could start traveling the world as a virtual assistant and it could be that straightforward. Serious side eye. I know when I started researching virtual assisting, I was like, are we sure? This totally sounds too good to be true. So what I want to do on today's Cocktails and Coaching is I want to go through the stuff that is legit, is real, and then I'm also going to go through the stuff that is real too, but maybe not as hot and sexy as virtual assisting is. So I am totally going to legitimize and assure you that the awesome stuff you hear about virtual assisting, ladies, is legit and is legitly awesome. And so if you've got sort of a self-limiting narrative in your head that's like, no, scam, too good to be true, too good to be true, that is your personal development journey to tackle, because I can assure you the facts and the truth about it. But then I'm also going to show you some of the ugly truths. Is it all that it's chalked up to be? And then what are some of the parts of virtual assisting that you're like, wait, no one warned me about that, right? So let's jump in. Grab a sip if you have one, and then we'll begin. Okay, so first I'm going to list out all the things that sound too good to be true, but in fact are totally, totally true, okay? 1, you can make a minimum of $25 an hour as a VA. Minimum, okay? Minimum. I know VAs that are charging upwards of $50 an hour, and then depending on where they take their skills and their experience, over $100 an hour. Okay? This is legit. You can legit make over $25 an hour as a virtual assistant minimum, okay? So the virtual assistant job postings that you see out there that are $5, $10, $15, yeah, those exist, but you don't need to do that, okay? You do not need to apply for those jobs. That is a truth, okay? So the minimum $25 an hour is not too good to be true, okay? So we're going to bust that one. The second one, you can totally determine your schedule. It is not too good to be true. You can totally determine if you are going to be someone who works in the morning, if you are going to be someone who works in the evening. You can be someone who says you're going to work 4 days a week and have a 3-day weekend. I have seen all the combinations. I have seen VAs work 6 half days a week because that's what works best for them. So when I say you can literally create your own schedule, that is not me lying to you. That is not too good to be true. Now, you might sound too good to be true because you've never had that luxury before, right? That actually might be a really foreign concept because you're like, no, she's pulling my leg. She's totally pulling my leg. There's no way that's true. Just because you haven't done it or you haven't seen it done before does not mean it can't be true. So you can create your own schedule, which means you can also take as little time off and as much time off as you want. That is true, okay? I know virtual assistants, I swear to God, they are camping every other week. They are like constantly taking time off from their clients. That's totally fine. I know virtual assistants who sometimes have one small client, and then sometimes they have like 9 huge clients, and then they go to 5, and then they go to 10, and then they go to 2, and then they go to 6. You totally can take as much time off as you want or as little time off as you want. That is not too good to be true. Now, when you take time off, it's not necessarily paid vacation, okay? That might be the part where you're like, oh, she's lying to me. You can take as much time off as you want. You might not necessarily get paid for it, though, okay? So just keep that in mind. Another thing, you can work from home as a virtual assistant. I'm not kidding. I am not lying to you. You can actually work from home as a virtual assistant. This is something you can totally do, and it's not too good to be true. So if I'm out there and I'm like, hey, have you considered virtual assisting? It sounds like you are a mom that wants to work from home. You can't be like, this sounds like a scam. There's no way I can just work from home and always be available. That's not possible. It is. Okay, so working from home is not too good to be true. That is a fact. That is a truth. You heard it from me. You can also work from anywhere in the frickin' world. Okay? As long as you have Wi-Fi and you've got clients that are like, yeah, sure, girlfriend, like, I don't care where you work from, then you can totally be a digital nomad, okay? How many of you are like, oh, traveling the world is only for the rich and famous on the back of yachts. Traveling the world are only for people who make $1 million a month. No. That is too good to be true, and that's why you're like, there's no way. There's no way I could be a digital nomad. That's for millennials. That's for TikTokers. That's for people with rich parents. That's for models. That's for the mega rich. Sure, whatever. Those people might travel the world as well. Those people might also be digital nomads. But as a virtual assistant, you can work from wherever there is Wi-Fi. If there is Wi-Fi in the middle of the Cambodian jungle, you can work from there. If there is Wi-Fi from the cafe down your street, you can work from there. If there is Wi-Fi on the cruise ship going across the Mediterranean, you can work from there. That part of virtual assisting is not too good to be true. I've done it. I have literally worked from the top of a ski hill in Japan because I found Wi-Fi. Okay, great. So it's not too good to be true. The other things that are not too good to be true, you can work with clients who adore you, who respect you, who want your opinion, who believe in the growth of you in their business, okay? You can work with really awesome clients. You can work with clients from all over the world. You can even work with clients who fly you in to their stuff, okay? I had a client that They would pay for my flight to San Diego 4 times a year to be there in person, to put on events, to do team building, to whatever, okay? They will fly you. They will fly you out there. That is not too good to be true. That is not like Rebecca's pulling my leg. She must be a superstar if she's got clients that will fly her out there. No, I'm not. I'm not a superstar. I'm just telling you, there are clients who will fly you to wherever they need to fly you to get you there. That's true. That's not too good to be true. Okay? And the last thing that I want to pop into is the financial possibility of virtual assisting. Okay? So one of the things that we are super not used to having is full control and say over how much we earn. Right? Our entire lives we've been told, hey, apply to this job, this is what we'll charge. And then you will get this number of raise after this amount of time, right? You are told what you're going to earn. You are told what your salary is going to be. You're told how much you need to make in order to buy a house, and if you can't afford it, you have to move somewhere else, right? We're constantly told how much we're going to make by someone else. Well, guess what? As a virtual assistant, you legit determine how much you charge for your services. And then, if you want to charge more, if you want to earn more as a virtual assistant, that is totally in your control. You can deepen your skill set. You can increase the value of your services. You can take on more clients. You can stack your packages. The exponential financial possibility is not too good to be true. I can assure you. Okay? So those are some of the top truths that are true. They're not lies. I'm not pulling your leg. I'm not scamming you. I'm not sitting in some ivory tower and they're like, oh, but Rebecca's got a horseshoe up her ass. That must be why it's true for her. No, this is true. All this stuff is true. But now, I also want to now tap into the stuff that, like, you don't have to do, but are true-ish, okay? And this is where we get murky. There are some other truths about virtual assisting that don't have to be true for you, okay? So here's one. You don't have to work for a call center. If that sounds like the most boring, mundane, grossest task a virtual assistant could ever do, work for a call center from home because you see job postings out there for that, yeah, that's a truth. But it doesn't have to be true for you, okay? The other thing that is true but does not have to be true for you is you don't have to find clients on Upwork. In fact, please don't. Please don't find clients on Upwork. I am constantly hearing from more and more virtual assistants that are like, Rebecca, please come help me. I've got clients from Upwork and they suck. They're not paying me very much. It's a disaster. I don't know how to get out of this. Because they have realized that, yeah, that's true. You can work with clients from Upwork, but they don't want that to be their truth. And they know that they can have amazing unicorn clients that will pay them more and fly them out to events in other countries. They're like, I want that truth. Yeah, they're both true, but I want that truth, okay? So, can you find clients on Upwork? True. Does it have to be your truth? Please, no. I really don't want that to be your truth. The other truth that doesn't have to be true for you, you do not have to work for $10 an hour. I don't care how many job postings you see for $10 an hour. I don't care how many profiles you see on Upwork or Freelance or Indeed.com for $10 an hour. Sure, that's a truth. And some client will hire that VA. That's fine, but it doesn't have to be true for you. That's the stuff that makes it murky. That's why people give virtual assisting so much side eye, because they're like, okay, Rebecca's standing here and she's saying I can charge a minimum of $25 an hour. But when I look around, all I see is $10 an hour. So Rebecca must be lying. Wrong. Both are true, but which truth are you going to choose? That's the important part. You've got to believe in the truth that I'm telling you because it's true. I'm saying truth a lot. Okay. And then the last truth that doesn't have to be true for you is that there are going to be some crappy clients out there. Yeah, some clients suck. It's true. Some people suck. It's true. Some people we pass on the sidewalk on our way running errands suck. Sure, that's true. But that doesn't have to be the truth for you. Okay? So those are some truths that are true, but don't have to be true for you. Now, let's get into what's also real. Okay? These are the truths that you're like, haha, I knew Rebecca was going to tell me something that I didn't want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truths that are the other side of virtual assisting that maybe you don't want to head into without knowing in advance. Okay? So here they go. Your social life might change. That is a truth. Why? Because you are spending 9 to 5 in an office talking to coworkers next to the coffee shop that you're like, would I even be friends with you if we weren't just like stuck in the same office together? And they kind of become your social life. And then all of your friends are in 9 to 5 spending more time with their coworkers than they are with their actual best friends. And then only every so often do you have the energy or the time or the capacity to go out for dinner with your girlfriends one night a week. Maybe. Okay, but when you get into virtual assisting and suddenly your schedule is a lot more flexible and you're working from home or you're working from a cafe and you're not with those coworkers anymore and actually you have more capacity and energy to hang out with your best friends, your social life is legit gonna change. Your social life is going to change. How you relate to people is totally going to change. Can you think of a coworker where all you do together is complain about how much you hate your job? And then what if one day you're like, hey, complain, Kathy. We've been talking for years about how we hate our job. Well, you know what? I actually did something about it. And now I've started a virtual assistant business and I'm going to hand in my 2 weeks notice. You've just broken that only bond you had with that person. Your social life is going to change. That is a truth. And it's coming down the pipe for you. On top of that, another truth that's going to come for you when you start your virtual assistant business is some people aren't going to get it. Some people just don't get it. They just cannot wrap their head around it. And you just enough can that you've decided to embark on this journey and you're going to be surrounded by people that are like, I still don't understand what you do. And you're going to get so sick and tired of trying to explain to these people who refuse to try to piece together what you do. That is a truth. Some people are just never going to get it. And that's totally okay. That's fine. That's easy to sacrifice. Okay. 2 client truths. Some clients are going to suck. There. I said it. Some clients are going to suck. But if you have a boss that sucks or if you have a manager that sucks, there's not a whole lot you can do about it, is there? If you have a client that sucks, you just break up with them, right? You just break up with that client because they suck. It's not all going to be like, hey, find your unicorn clients and it's going to be amazing. It's going to change your life. Yes, that's totally possible, and that is what I eventually want you to have. But is there a possibility that along that journey of finding those unicorn clients, you're going to find some clients that suck? Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. The other truth about clients, the flip side of that, is you're going to have clients that drop you. Okay? There's no severance pay when you're an independent contractor. Some clients are going to send you an email and say, hey, my business is pivoting and I don't want you anymore. There are going to be clients that break up with you. That is a truth. I have preached so much about how if you've got crappy clients, you can break up with them and exactly how to do it and all that empowerment. Yay, I'm breaking up with clients that suck. Well, there's going to be some clients that drop you too. And it's going to feel like a slap in the face. In fact, you know what it's going to feel like? You're going to be like, I've just lost income. How am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay off my student loans? Oh my God. Oh my gosh, I've just lost all this kind of income. I'm screwed. Why did I do this? Why didn't I just stay in the comfort of a 9 to 5 and a salary? And The same way that you can just get fired from your job, you can get dropped by a client. That's the truth. What do? You fill up that spot with another client like you did before. If you can find one client, you can find 100 clients. That's the truth. So you're going to have some clients that drop you. Oh well, right? Then I want to talk about the other side of suddenly having all the control over your finances. What does that mean? That means that now you are in control of your investments and your retirement plan. You are now also in charge of your insurance, your health insurance, right? These things, these big things that are provided by big corporations and companies that we work for in our 9 to 5. And so we've actually never had to think about them before. We're like, oh, I really like this company and I'm going to take this 9 to 5 because they've got all sorts of benefits and they've got a 401k and they're going to help me with my retirement or my pension or my health insurance, da 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 da. We are attracted to that like moths are attracted to flames because we actually have no idea how to control that ourselves. When you have never, ever controlled your own retirement plan, or if you have never, ever shopped around for health insurance and some big corporation dangles both of those things in front of you like a donut, you're going to be like, yeah, great, perfect. I'm with you because you're just going to handle it for me. So when you are an independent contractor as a virtual assistant, you are in charge of your own retirement plan and you are also in charge of your health insurance. However, that's not wild and scary. There's huge opportunities there. If you are in charge of your own investments instead of some huge multi-billionaire company, trust me, you are probably going to make better decisions for who you are uniquely and who you are for your family. Same to go with benefits, right? Think of the benefit plan that you might be under right now with your 9 to 5 and ask yourself, like, do I need all of those things? Or do I need more? Is this actually not the right fit? It's just, I thought it was the only fit, so I took it, right? So that is a truth about virtual assisting, is that you now get to be, it's an amazing opportunity, you now get to be in charge of your own retirement and investment and your benefits and your health insurance, all that kind of stuff. And it might only feel scary because you've actually never thought about it before. It's like a totally new concept, except it's been drilled into us that it's really important, really important, really important. And so here you are, you're being told something that's really fucking important, but you've actually never researched it or you don't have any of your own self-made education on it and you're just like, freak out and panic. So that's the truth. You're in charge of your own retirement plan as a virtual assistant and you are in charge of your own health insurance. Truth. Okay. I also want to talk about the truths from like working from home. You might go stir crazy working from home. For real. You might get lonely working from home. You might think, oh my gosh, I haven't left my house in 5 days. You might get cabin fever working from home. And you might have like all of these messed up boundaries about turning on and turning off. You're like, okay, if I work from home, then when am I working? And then when am I home? It's not like you're leaving your office from your 9 to 5 and hopping in your car. And the moment your car door closes, you're like, I'm done. I'm done working. I'm physically leaving my work here. And then I'm physically showing up at my home. And that's those physical boundaries that we are so used to having. Well, when you're a virtual assistant and you might be working from home, those physical boundaries don't exist anymore. You might think, I haven't left my house in 5 days. Or like, I have only worked all day. Or you might be like, I have only done chores and procrastinated cleaning my house all day. That is a truth. Are there solutions and ways around that and tools and tips and tricks that you can learn to support you? Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely there are. You, don't have to be working in your house all the time. You can work at the library, the cafe, a co-working space, a friend's house, whatever, right? And we can definitely dive deeper into how to turn on and off work and home when you never actually leave the building. That's an important one, but that's a truth. That is a truth. But there are so many amazing ways to work around that. So you have to be disciplined if you're going to be working remotely, okay? If you think that you really are truly someone that has to get into their car and drive to the office and be disciplined to do the work, unless the reason you're not disciplined to do it is because you hate it, then it's important to ask yourself, can you be disciplined to work remotely? Can you make yourself do it? It helps when you're getting paid to do it, for sure. So keep that in mind. But you do need to be disciplined. You're an entrepreneur now. You're working for yourself. So if you are someone who likes to get their hand held, or you're someone that's very shy and you don't make sort of bold decisions, if you're more of a sit in the back of the meeting type of person, then working for yourself as a virtual assistant, independently, remotely from home, might feel too bold for you. It might feel too bold for you. That's a truth. And the last truth I want to tap into is you get to choose how much you charge and when you want a raise. You're like, great. Where is she going with this? Where I'm going with this is that there are going to be moments, there are going to be clients that they won't give you a promotion. You have to tell them you're raising your rates. Does that feel icky to you? Does negotiating and raising your rates and saying bye, I'm worth this much more now, and if you're willing to pay it, cool, and if you're not, see you later, I'm going to fill that spot with someone who is. If that makes you want to puke, then maybe having that control and that say over what you get paid for the VA services you do is an emotional space that you get to journey into a bit more. Gone are the days when you just get told what you're going to pay, and then you get told when you're going to get a raise, and then you get told when you can take time off. Right? Gone are those days. You're now I'm raising my rates. This is what I'm worth. These are the days I'm taking off. These are my hours. It takes bold, and it takes boundaries, and it takes discipline. And that is a hard truth about virtual assisting. So, before I jump into some of the comments here and read the questions, that is it. Those are the too good to be true truths about virtual assisting that are true. Then we've got those two truths that some of them, yes, they're true, but they're not the only truth. You can choose against them. You can make something else your truth. And that's what really murks up. That's why people give virtual assisting total side eye. They're like, there is no way. That is way too good to be true. And I'm telling you, there is the stuff that's true. And there's the stuff that's also true. And then there's that nitty gritty stuff that becomes true to you as you become a virtual assistant. And although you get that sweet, sweet taste of virtual assisting life, and so those new truths, they just roll off your back, I'm here to tell you up front, those more ugly truths. And really the only thing that makes them ugly is that they're new and different and against everything we've been taught. So virtual assisting is not too good to be true. Take it from me. Okay. We have, hello, Barbara. What if you have no skills? This is another crazy too good to be true about virtual assisting, is that everyone has something they can offer as a service for virtual assisting. If you can administrate for your own life, you can be admin support for someone else's life. If you have ever booked your own travel, you can do that for someone else. If you have ever booked your own dentist appointment, you can do that for someone else. If you've ever managed your own calendar, you can do that for someone else. If you've written an email, you can do that for someone else. Do you have customer service experience? Could you be given like a template response and be able to copy and paste that into an email and press send? Yes. Everyone has fundamental basic skills that they can start offering right away. Then, if you want to expand on those skills while you're looking for clients with the skills you already have, then there are areas with which you can explore. And depending on sort of what you want to learn in virtual assisting and what your budget is, anything from like getting familiar with platforms off of a free YouTube video all the way into like investing in skills. Hi, Kara. Hey. That's how you can deepen your skills. But everyone here, because I've accepted you all into this Facebook group, you have enough skills to get started. If you want to learn more skills to boost your own confidence and self-esteem around it, and that you're using lack of skills as an excuse to not get started, then I would encourage you to just get familiar with a few. Just get familiar with a few so that you don't feel totally lost. But I can tell you I did not have any skills. The only skills I had before I started my virtual assistant business is that I was the admin assistant to someone. I answered some of their emails, but mostly I answered the phone. I scheduled their meetings. I scheduled their car appointments, their dentist appointments, and I booked their flights. Because believe it or not, those little tasks are a lot of time and energy for a really busy entrepreneur. And so they don't want to do it. They don't want to order their groceries online. They don't want to schedule the cleaner to come into the house. Those might seem like small tasks for us, but when you've got like a important entrepreneur at the top of maybe a really expensive company, they don't have time for that. They only have time to work, and then with the spare time they want to spend it with their family, not on the phone with the DMV. So if you can do that for yourself, you can totally do that for someone else. Cool? Thank you so much for hopping on this Cocktails and Coaching. I hope it really resonated with you. I hope I can like tag a lot of people in this who are like, this sounds too good to be true. And I'm going to be like, ha, I have a Cocktails and Coaching just for you. And this will make its way onto my IGTV. It will make its way onto our YouTube channel. And we're starting a podcast, which is so cool. So it's going to make its way onto our podcast as well. Barbara, would those trivial tasks be considered admin assistant? Yes. Yes, they would. Absolutely. Executive assistant is another term. An executive assistant is someone who assists an executive, and an executive is someone who is too busy to do the admin stuff of their life. 100%. Before I was a VA, I was an EA for like mega film producers, and they legit did not have time to call the DMV. They didn't. And so it was stuff like that I did.